Can the RTX 5070 Ti deliver a smooth frame rate in the latest games of 2026 when paired with an Ultrawide 3440 by 1440p monitor? Let's find out. In this video, we'll be testing ray tracing, path tracing, DLSS upscaling, as well as frame generation in 3 games. Those are Resident Evil Requiem, Crimson Desert, and Death Stranding 2. To experience these games, I'm using the new ultra-wide monitor by MSI. This is QD OLED panel, 360Hz. As for the graphics card, this is PNY ARGB overclocked edition 5070 Ti, paired with the Ryzen 7 9850X3D CPU to minimize any CPU bottlenecks. If you're interested in any of the products featured in this video or just want to support the channel, go and purchase your products at the link in the description below. Those are my Amazon affiliate links. They will take you directly to your local Amazon store, and that will give me a slight commission if you buy something that will support future projects like this one here, because I do need funds to buy hardware to showcase it to you in the videos. Alternatively, hit that join button below the video to become a channel member for just $1 a month to directly contribute to these projects. Also, I appreciate you liking and commenting on the video. That helps out tremendously too. Let's get back to the video. We should start with the heaviest game out of the 3, Resident Evil Requiem, because it has path tracing. So let's check it out right away. Path tracing enabled, hair strands on, graphics maxed out, and I think we should enable DLSS upscaling right away. DLSS Quality selected, no frame generation, but if FPS will be quite high, then we'll try native resolution too. 49 FPS, 47, oh, 46 already, 45. Okay, I don't think we'll be trying out native resolution, because even this right here is not good enough. But this is a very heavy scene. This looks more like an average scene in this game, and as you see, the FPS is actually quite good. Above 60. I would say that this is good enough. We can actually enjoy this game on the 5070 Ti with path tracing enabled. And we're not short on video memory either, because the game only wants about 12 GB of memory. We could try frame generation. Let's start with the 2x mode. The image is smoother, but our real frame rate has dropped from 60 plus to high 50s. It's right here, if you can see it on the camera. It says FPS, and next to it DLSS, that's the frame rate with generated frames counted in. And this is actually not a bad experience. If I were playing this game on this monitor, then I think I prefer this experience to the one we've previously seen on the screen, because 60-ish FPS on an ultra-wide monitor feels a little bit choppy for me. I really want like 80 to 90 FPS for the smoothest experience possible, because I see more with my peripheral vision on the screen, and any unsmoothness on the screen becomes more noticeable. Normally I don't like frame generation, but this is one of those scenarios where I actually would use it, because it's a better experience. I'd still avoid the 3x and 4x frame generation modes, because take a look at that. At the moment we get 58 real frames, and if we enable the 4x frame generation, look at what happens. The FPS is now at 51 to 52. That's our real frame rate. Yes, the FPS on the screen is higher, it's like 200 now, but the mouse movements feel more floaty than before, because there is more latency. Although we're not talking about disgustingly high levels of latency, it is still generally below 50 milliseconds, hovering at around 42 to 45 milliseconds. So this is actually fine. If you like extreme smoothness on your screen, a lot of frames, then this is actually not a bad experience. And I can't notice any significant visual issues using the frame generation 4x mode. Even if I pan the camera rapidly, which you don't normally do, then it still looks okay. This is fine. Of course, there is another way to improve performance, and that is just to lower some graphics settings. For example, we don't have to use path tracing, we could just use ray tracing instead. That will give us more FPS. So we'll turn off frame generation and let's actually try native resolution. Yeah, this isn't too bad. 50 plus FPS in the heavy scene, 53, 54, that is actually promising. Because if we load into a different section of the game, we are already at 60 plus FPS. Indoors we are reaching 70 sometimes. Yeah, this is pretty nice. Ray tracing looks quite nice in this game, but path tracing is better. Alright, let's see the performance with upscaling set to quality mode. Well, this is a good experience. Look at this smooth frame rate. 100 plus. Beautiful. No frame generation, just pure normal frames. Beautiful. Even in this extremely GPU demanding scene, we're still at 80-ish FPS. Above 80 actually. Very nice, I would say. The reflections still look good. This is a good way to enjoy the game. And what if we throw some frame generation into the mix? That's the 2x frame gen, let's go. Okay. Nice and smooth. 130 to 140 FPS, our real frame rate is hovering at around 70-ish. Indoors things are even better. 170-ish frames with generated frames, 85 real frames. The only thing I don't like about using ray tracing instead of path tracing in this game is that some surfaces they have a lot of noise, a lot of visual issues, but not all of them, so it is still possible to enjoy the game without path tracing. Regular ray tracing is enough. Let's see if we can max out this 360Hz monitor by selecting the 4x frame generation. Not quite enough, not quite enough. 270, 280 FPS. We're close. And the image feels very smooth, like, oh my god, this is super smooth. I'm not used to playing single player games with this level of frame smoothness. Moving on to the next game, this is Crimson Desert. Let's start with the cinematic graphics quality preset. Let's start with native resolution. I have a feeling that we might be able to achieve this. And frame generation disabled, ray reconstruction disabled, NVIDIA Reflex is enabled. Ignore the AMD logo here because the game is bugged. It is indeed NVIDIA Reflex, not AMD anti-lag. Oh, and of course ray tracing is enabled. Huh, look at that, 60 plus FPS. Although in some scenes it does drop to 50 plus. This is not quite good enough. I will have to use upscaling. But before that, I want to check, is there a huge difference between cinematic and ultra presets in terms of performance? So right now we get 67 to 68 FPS, fluctuating between the two, yeah. And if we lower the graphics to ultra, yeah, we do indeed get a nice FPS boost. And the game doesn't look very different. I think Ultra Graphics preset is better, so that's what we'll use. If you're looking for a 60 FPS experience, then this is it. At native resolution, it is possible. The only thing is that we are not getting high quality reflections, shadows and lighting here because ray reconstruction is not enabled. Unfortunately, ray reconstruction is one of those settings that is very much heavy on the GPU. Check it out. For example, right now over here we're getting 69 very nice FPS. Oh, 70 now. Oh, back to 69. Okay, and look at what happens if I enable ray reconstruction. Now we're getting less than half of that FPS, 28. But the lighting, shadows, as well as reflections are now properly high quality. Enabling ray reconstruction in this game brings a significant visual uplift. Let's see if we can make it work with upscaling. Let's do DLSS 4.5 quality mode. It's not quite enough. Because the FPS is low, the character movements don't feel responsive at all. I do not like this. Maybe DLSS balanced? Let's see. Yes, this is better. We're getting around 60 FPS. I'm not a big fan of this experience because in this game I would like to see more than 60 FPS consistently. Closer to 80 or 90 actually. But if you prefer visual quality over frame fluidity, then this is still a viable option. Personally, I think I'd sacrifice the visual quality a little bit, just turn off that ray reconstruction, and let's go back to DLSS Quality mode now. Now, this is much better. Look at the frame rate. So nice and smooth now, close to 100 in some scenes. Yes, this is the way to go. Of course, it is nicer to have the better visual quality ray reconstruction offers, but on this graphics card, I would not take it. I think that this is the better experience. No ray reconstruction, ultra graphics quality preset, DLSS set to quality mode. Because the frame rate is nice and fluid, nice and high, controls responsiveness is off the charts, and even if you pan the camera rapidly, the image still feels smooth and detailed. Partially thanks to the QD OLED panel, because there is like pretty much no motion blur on this thing. That's why I love OLED monitors. Instant image response. Oh, and this game has the newest 6x frame generation, so let's try that out, right? Oh, we are very close to utilizing the full potential of this 360 Hz monitor. Look at that, 300 plus FPS. My god, the smoothness of this image. Although we are sacrificing the clarity, because frame generation does not produce the clearest image when our base frame rate is this low. We're at 55 real frames. As a result, how should I put it? It's smudged. Also, around the character, there are a lot of visual issues introduced by the frame generation, because it amplifies all the visual issues that DLSS upscaling is failing to address. From a visual point of view, this is not the best experience. I do not recommend it. 2x frame generation is better, because our real frame rate is significantly higher now, 76 right now, instead of 50 to 55. Visual issues are less noticeable now, and the blur is significantly more manageable. It's not as bad. The image looks much cleaner, much clearer, even if we pan the camera rapidly. And most importantly, the controls feel more responsive. And it's not like we don't have enough frames. 150? Are you telling me that isn't enough? I think that is more than enough for a smooth experience. Finally, Death Stranding 2. I upgraded DLSS to the latest version in this game manually, so that's DLSS 4.5 preset M activated, and we'll start with native anti-aliasing, so native resolution. Graphic settings absolutely maxed out, ray tracing is enabled and maxed out. Unfortunately, at native resolution we don't have quite enough frame rate to enjoy this game properly. 50 plus, and this isn't even a graphically demanding scene. Which means that in some of those we'll see dips to 40 plus. Not good, not good. Which means that we'll have to use upscaling. DLSS Quality mode, let's go. This is much better. 80 plus FPS. The controls feel more responsive. The image on the screen looks smooth, not choppy as previously, and the image clarity is not that much worse compared to native resolution. Yes, native is always better, but DLSS Quality mode looks amazing, and it is more than good enough to enjoy any game on this kind of monitor. This right here is the kind of GPU demanding area that I was talking about. Look at this. We were getting something like 80 plus FPS in that scene, and right now we are barely at 60, sometimes dropping just a little bit below that, 58, 57. And yet this is a good enough experience to enjoy this game, even through these kind of GPU heavy scenes. We don't need to lower graphics or upscaling quality more. This is good enough. Let's check frame generation to X. In this area our real frame rate has dropped to around 50, but we are seeing about 100 FPS on the screen. The image is still fluid, responsive, very few visual issues, and the mouse responsiveness is actually quite good. I don't mind this. You see, different games feel differently and have different latency. Even though in Crimson Desert 50 FPS felt quite horrible, in this game it feels quite nice. And when we move to different locations, where our real frame rate goes up to 70 plus sometimes, 74 right now, right? The game feels even more responsive, even better. Yeah. If you like frame generation, then this is a good way to enjoy the game. I think we have time to check out one more game, so let's do Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Absolutely maxed out graphics, experimental preset, and DLSS is upgraded to DLSS 4.5, the latest, preset M, and we're using quality mode. Look at that. This is actually a good experience. 100 FPS? Maxed out? Yes, please. And the reason I like using experimental graphics quality preset instead of Ultra is because shadows look much better on this one. On Ultra, some of the shadows, they flicker, they morph. Something is not right about that. On the experimental, the game looks extremely beautiful. So good. And why not use it? If we have the performance, if we have the GPU compute power, then we absolutely should. In this case, we have more than enough. 100 plus FPS. Although, hold on a second, let me just try a different location in the game. Yeah, if we are outdoors, where there's a lot of trees, oh my god, the FPS is so much lower now. 60 plus. I think we're about to see 50 plus, no? No, it's not. But that is because there's so much foliage. Even the CPU has to work really hard. Look at that, 65%. This is the 9850X3D, the fastest gaming CPU. And it is being hammered that hard. But I can't complain. The image I see on the screen right now is absolutely beautiful. Epic. For contrast, let's check out the Ultra Graphics Quality preset. We get higher frame rates, about 20 FPS more, and the game still looks beautiful, but the problem is with those shadows. Check it out. They're just flickering and changing, warping shadows on that building right there, just under the roof. Notice that? Shadows just don't feel as natural. They also have rougher edges too. But to be fair, that's not happening in all scenes. If you're just running around, sometimes you don't even notice, but like they're on that building right there and they keep shifting. That is kind of annoying and breaking my immersion. That is the reason why I prefer using the experimental graphics quality preset that offers higher shadow quality as well as higher lighting quality. And the same goes for the forest areas. Notice how many more frames we're getting. Yeah? And the CPU, it's not working as hard, 40%. However, if your CPU can handle the experimental graphics quality preset, I absolutely recommend it, because take a look at that forest. I think you can see the shadows shifting and flickering again. It's like they're cycling through a certain pattern. It's strange, but it's breaking my immersion, so I try to avoid using Ultra Graphics Quality preset if I can. Maybe we can use native resolution? Let's see. Yeah, even in this demanding scene, we're still at well above 60 FPS. Actually, 69. Nice. Pretty smooth. In conclusion, the RTX 5070 Ti is actually quite a nice graphics card if you want to enjoy the latest games with maxed out graphics on an Ultrawide 3440 by 1440p monitor. Path tracing is okay in some games, like Resident Evil Requiem. Of course, it's not gonna be as easy to run path tracing in more GPU demanding titles like Alan Wake 2. Let me know if you want to see me test the 5070 Ti with path tracing enabled in more games. I think that topic calls for a dedicated video. Other than that, let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this experience? What do you think about the 5070 Ti paired with an ultra-wide monitor? If you're interested in any of the products featured in this video, you can find them on Amazon at the links in the description below. Also, leave a like if you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, and subscribe for more like this if you haven't already. It is I, Vadim. Until next time.